Tomoe Gozen. Even the name alone sparks images of a lone figure standing tall in glimmering armor, her sword reflecting the dawn light. For centuries, whispers of her prowess have woven a powerful story of both legend and flesh and blood reality. Tales recount a woman samurai who not only stood shoulder to shoulder with her male counterparts on the battlefield, but arguably outshone many of them. Today, we journey through the swirling mists of history to uncover just how Tomoe Gozen became a symbol of fierce determination and skill, leaving her mark on an era dominated by strife and shifting loyalties. Legends place her origins in the late Heian period, during an age drenched with power struggles and heroic narratives. Tomoe Gozen was said to have served Minamoto no Yoshinaka, often called Kiso Yoshinaka, and from the moment she stepped into the fray, the stories portray her as someone who wielded both courage and unwavering loyalty. In a time of strict social structures, her choice to don armor and engage in the heavy clash of swords wasn't just an oddity, it was practically revolutionary. One can only imagine how the war-torn landscapes and the stern gazes of her peers tested that revolutionary spirit every moment. Yet these challenges also shaped Tomoe Gozen into a figure who was far from ordinary. We can almost see her, head held high, riding through muddy fields that shook beneath the thunder of hooves, scanning the horizon for any sign of conflict. And conflict, of course, was abundant during the Genpei War that raged between the Taira and Minamoto clans. The nation was in turmoil, with alliances forged and broken almost overnight. Tomoe Gozen presumably found herself in the midst of this swirling chaos, executing feats of skill that astonished onlookers. It's said she was particularly adept at archery, able to loose arrows with fierce precision even on horseback. This required more than physical strength. It demanded a calmness under pressure, a focus reminiscent of the Zen practices that interwove with samurai culture. In heated battles, with banners snapping in the wind and enemies rushing from all sides, her calm control and honed instincts turned the tide more than once. Whether through a single arrow that felled an opposing leader or an elegant stroke of her blade, she demonstrated that mastery often comes from absolute clarity of mind. Courage wasn't just physical for Tomoe Gozen, it was emotional and spiritual. Surrounding accounts describe her presence as almost magnetic. A key reason for her enduring fame could be that she existed in the realm of both the tangible and the mythical. History has always gravitated toward extraordinary figures, and there is something truly extraordinary about a woman commanding such authority in a society where men almost exclusively held the reins of political and military power. The minute she set foot on the battlefield, she shattered assumptions. The more victories she claimed, the more those assumptions scattered like dust. Narratives speak of her unwavering loyalty to Yoshinaka, describing an unbreakable bond that fueled her determination and made her unstoppable. Whether those stories are perfectly accurate or partially embroidered by history's storytellers, one cannot dismiss the pulse of admiration that runs through them. It's often said that the final chapter of Tomoe Gozen's known story takes place around the Battle of Awazu in 1884, when Yoshinaka's forces came under fierce attack. Some accounts depict Tomoe Gozen as valiantly holding off waves of the enemy, while her lord fought his last stand. She is frequently depicted clashing with formidable opponents, displaying an almost supernatural resolve. The exact outcome that befell Tomoe Gozen after those tumultuous events remains clouded in uncertainty. Some legends claim she lived on, adopting a quieter life far from the political storms. Others suggest she vanished entirely after losing her lord, leaving behind a legacy as ephemeral as the morning fog. The puzzle of her disappearance only cements her legend further. It's precisely the gaps in her story that amplify the fascination. We are left wondering how such a luminary figure could fade so abruptly from official records. Though specific details can be hazy, the cultural imprint she left is impossible to ignore. In the centuries after the Genpei War, storytellers, playwrights, and artists seized upon her image, sometimes rendering her as a near goddess of valor, other times grounding her in a sorrowful reflection of war's toll. In classical Japanese literature, or even in modern retellings, Tomoe Gozen appears as a testament to human resilience. Every mention of her conjures up an example of a woman who dared to fight for her cause, refusing to be caged by the conventions of her era. And that defiance resonates with modern audiences too. We still embrace stories of underdogs challenging the status quo, and Tomoe Gozen's narrative is a prime historical example, one that resonates across ages, continents, and cultures. Her story also invites discussion about the deeper aspects of samurai life. The Bushido Code, focused on loyalty, honor, and a readiness to sacrifice, wasn't typically associated with women. Yet Tomoe Gozen exemplifies all those virtues. She displayed unwavering loyalty to her lord, met dangerous confrontations head-on without flinching, and etched her legend with dignity. It calls to question how many other such unsung heroines might have existed, overshadowed by the predominantly male narratives of the time. Tomoe Gozen's story, however incomplete, stands as a beacon for all of them. In every retelling, we can sense the quiet but steadfast echo of women who upheld family honor and clan loyalty, even if their feats never made it into official records. Today, Tomoe Gozen remains a figure bridging the gap between scholarship and imagination. Historians scour old scrolls for clues, while artists create new interpretations of her persona in manga, novels, and even films. She symbolizes not only martial excellence, but also the human desire for recognition and transformation. In life, she may or may not have thought of herself as forging a path for future generations of women, but in death, or in her disappearance, she has become a symbol of powerful resilience. Her name transcends the centuries, reminding us that greatness can arise from unexpected corners and that the spirit of determination often outlives the flesh. No matter how many new revelations might surface, Tomoe Gozen's appeal is bound to remain, a testament to courage, skill, and a refusal to submit to the strictures of her time. We can glean practical lessons from her story as well. Even though she was shaped by a society very different from ours, she personifies the potential within individuals who align their talents with a burning sense of purpose. The discipline, composure, and grace she displayed, especially during moments of intense conflict, serve as prime examples of mental fortitude. She overcame cynicism and doubt not just from her enemies, but likely from some of her own allies too, who might have questioned her place on the battlefield. Yet her actions spoke louder than any skepticism. By demonstrating a steadfast commitment to her cause, she captured the respect of those around her. That unwavering dedication resonates through the ages, illustrating how powerful we can be when we devote ourselves fully to what we believe in. To anyone intrigued by historic warriors or the evolution of gender roles, Tomoe Gozen's story offers a compelling study. How does one woman come to represent an entire era of martial valor? It's more than raw prowess. It's also about forging a narrative that resonates with universal values, courage, loyalty, and an unapologetic presence in realms where one might be deemed an outsider. The contradiction and harmony of Tomoe Gozen, a figure both revered and questioned, anchor her firmly in the realm of living legend. She embodies the spirit of an age when swords clashed amid chanting war cries and the future of empires hung in the balance. Through her example, we glimpse the might of a singular vision, unaltered by doubt, unstoppable in the face of adversity. Her mythic aura extends into everything from no plays to modern cinematic renditions. Each portrayal adds brushstrokes to the painting of her life story. Sometimes she is seen as a tragic figure who walked away from bloodshed only to wrestle with the ghosts of lost battles. At other times, she is celebrated as a triumphant warrior whose achievements remain unsurpassed. These different perspectives feed into the tapestry of her legend, ensuring that as time goes on, we continue to debate which version most closely reflects the real Tomoe Gozen. And the truth, in all likelihood, lies at the crossroads of them all. Perhaps her life was grander than we can imagine. Perhaps it was far more humble. Either way, the moral at the core endures, that a determined mind can stand firm even when the world seems set against it. In many ways, her legacy transcends the specifics of historical fact or fiction. It underscores that within every era, every society, there are individuals who break molds and challenge accepted boundaries. Tomoe Gozen's example extends an invitation to adopt that same clarity of purpose and unstoppable drive. We might not ride into combat astride a warhorse today, but in facing our modern tribulations, the resolve she demonstrated is a timeless guide. She fought for honor and loyalty, yes, but also for the dignity of her own identity in a world that hardly allowed it. That is the crux of her power, and it's what keeps her memory alive across centuries of retellings. Ultimately, Tomoe Gozen stands as a celebrated warrior, a symbol of relentless determination, and a glimpse into a past where someone's will to act overshadowed the barriers stacked against them. Though separated from us by hundreds of years, she remains ever present in the hearts of those who crave stories of extraordinary courage. We are drawn to her legend, not just because she swung a sword with remarkable skill, but because her life reminds us that every individual, no matter the constraint, can burn bright enough to illuminate history. And so, Tomoe Gozen's radiant spirit stays with us, a guiding emblem of what can be achieved through unwavering purpose. In the end, Tomoe Gozen's life echoes with possibility, reflecting the unstoppable spirit of someone who broke tradition and thrived amid turbulence. Perhaps the details have grown blurred over time, but her essence remains clear. A warrior who confronted impossible odds and emerged as a cultural icon. When you pause to consider her tale, you step into a realm where determination trumps all obstacles, and that, more than anything, keeps her memory brilliantly alive. Thank you for joining this journey into the heart of Tomoe Gozen's story. If you enjoyed stepping back in time to meet this legendary figure and want to explore more captivating histories, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps keep these ancient echoes alive, sparking inspiration that transcends centuries.